Hi friends, welcome to Philosophical Study. I am back again with an interesting topic and I hope you all are well and your preparation is going very well. So get ready with a pen and notebooks. Today's topic is Wittgenstein was an Austrian British philosopher who worked primarily in logic, the philosophy of mathematics, the philosophy of mind and the philosophy of language. Now we look at the works of Wittgenstein. First is Philosophical Investigations, and second is Tractatus Logico Philosophicus, and the third is the Blue and Brown Books, and fourth is Remarks on Color, and fifth is On Certainty. Okay, you have to remember all these books, Wittgenstein. From here, they can ask some questions like philosophical investigation was written by which philosopher? Okay, and don't confuse to the logical investigations and philosophical investigations. Logical investigations was written by Edmund Husserl and philosophical investigations was written by Wittgenstein. Now we see some quotes of Wittgenstein that are most important because from here they can also ask questions. So let's see the quotes. Okay, first is logic is not a body of doctrine but a mirror image of the world. And the next is what we cannot speak about, we must pass over in silence. And the third is the solution of the problem of life is seen in the vanishing of the problem. Wittgenstein's philosophy divides into two phases. First is philosophical investigations, which was written by the Wittgenstein in the year of 1953, and the second is Tractatus Logico Philosophicus, which was written by Wittgenstein and in the year of 1921. Philosophical investigations is largely a rejection of the central ideas of the first and that of the Tractatus. This is an unusual but not a unique occurrence in the history of philosophy, for other philosophers have come to reject their earlier positions as well. Philosophical investigations and Tractatus, both works, Wittgenstein was concerned with the relationship between language and the world. The Tractatus assumes a single essential relationship, and the investigations denies the assumption. In the Tractatus, Wittgenstein portrays the function of language as that of describing the world and is concerned with making it clear just how language and thought hook onto reality in the first place. If you see the chart very carefully, then you can understand very easily Wittgenstein's philosophy. So let's see. Language is made up of propositions, assertions about things which may be true or false. The world is made up of facts, things are a certain way. Then propositions are pictures of facts in the same way that maps are pictures of the world. And next, any propositions that does not picture facts is meaningless. For example, killing is bad. And next, my language is therefore limited to statements of facts about the world. Then conclusions, the limits of my language are the limits of my world. If you see the books of Tacitus, and then you can see where he says first, and the world is all that is the case. The world is the totality of facts, not of things. The world is determined by the facts and by their being all the facts. I want to suggest you, if possible, then please go through the books Tractatus Logico Philosophicus and Philosophical Investigations. Okay, I will share the books on Telegram channel Philosophical Study. Those who are not joining yet, please join the Telegram channel. It will be productive. According to Wittgenstein, as we have seen, a proposition or a thought pictures the fact it represents. It can picture it, he said, because both it and the fact share the same logical form, a form that can be exhibited by philosophical analysis. All genuine propositions, he held, are reducible to logical elementary propositions. which he said are composed of names of absolutely simple objects. A combination of these names, that is a proposition, and pictures a combination of objects in the world, that is a fact. The Tractatus is devoted in large measure to explaining and working out the implications of the picture theory of meaning across a range of philosophical topics. But in the investigations, Wittgenstein cuts off completely the picture theory of meaning and the underlying assumption of the Tractatus, and that there is some universal functions of language. After all, he notes in the later work how a picture is used determines what it is a picture of. One and the same picture could be a picture of a man holding a guitar, or of how to hold a guitar, or of what a guitar looks like, or of what Avijit's fingers look like, and so on. Similarly, what a sentence means is determined by the use to which it is put within a given context or a language game. Further says, and the letter Wittgenstein, there is nothing that the various uses of languages have in common, and there is certainly no set of ideal elementary propositions to which all the other propositions are reducible. In short, according to the letter Wittgenstein, uh, the earlier work is completely wrong-headed. When philosophers ignore the game in which language is used, Wittgenstein says in the investigations, when they take language on a holiday and try to straitjacket it into conformity with some idealized and preconceived notion of what its essence must be. The result is unnecessary confusion and known as a philosophical problem. Okay, no better illustrations of how taking language on a holiday leads to strange results can perhaps be found than the paradox that lies at the end of Wittgenstein's earlier work, Tractatus Logico-Philosophicus. In that work, Wittgenstein had been held captive by the theory of how language links itself to the world, and his discussion of how language links itself to the world was expressed in language. Wittgenstein said language may be used to represent the world but cannot be used to represent how language represents the world. What expresses itself in language we cannot express by means of language. Discussion about religious and ethical values is, for Wittgenstein, strictly meaningless because the things that we are attempting to talk about when we discuss such topics are beyond the limits of the world. They also lie beyond the limits of our language. Wittgenstein writes, "It is clear that ethics cannot be put into language." Okay, this is all about today's class. I hope it's clear to everybody and enjoy the class. We will meet on next class. Till then, be happy, keep studying. Okay, thank you. Bye bye. Take care.